Lately, social media apps have been announcing a lot of new ways that creators can make money on their platforms, but none of them are doing it quite like Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a drop-in audio app. Even before they opened to the public, the platform went through immense highs, reaching almost 10 million downloads in February alone. This was mostly attributed to Elon Musk hosting rooms about hot topics and controversial guests. Unfortunately for Clubhouse, this trend didn't last for very long. Frequent app crashes due to the surge of users on such a new platform meant many users didn't return. So if this app couldn't keep up earlier in the year, why am I recommending it to you now? Well, it's not just because they use Notion, where they have a knowledge center and a detailed guide to help new users navigate the platform and use all of its features. But I do love Notion so much. Maybe it's because of their public transparency and their willingness to communicate with their community. They keep an open communication with their community, and I love them for that. No, it's not just those things. Clubhouse has also made some serious updates since that big crash earlier this year, and they give creators so many new ways to make money on the platform. I'm going to go over some of the most important updates that Clubhouse has released in 2021, different ways that you can monetize on the app, and why I think all of these massive steps forward make them a truly creator-first app. Speaking of creator-first platforms, I'd like to take a moment to thank Creator Economy Insights' first official sponsor, Super.Fans. Super.Fans is an early-stage startup. They're building the first SaaS and integrations platform built specifically for creator businesses. My favorite part about working with them is that they're creators themselves. This startup is not looking to be the platform that does all of the things, but the platform that connects all of your most useful things. We're going to talk about them a bit more later, but a big thanks to Super.Fans for supporting a growing creator. Let's talk about these Clubhouse updates. The first major update that I wanted to note was on April 5th, when they announced payments in beta mode. Now, this rollout allowed all users to send payments and slowly release the ability to receive payments. They use Stripe for their payment processor and accept any major credit or debit card. In this update, they also noted that this is the first monetization feature, meaning there's more to come. The next major update was on May 9th, when Android rollout begins. In this update, they did give some transparency about how the app just wasn't quite robust enough to handle all of the users that happened on the platform earlier in the year, and they explained that the rapid growth made them change their strategy from focusing on the features to focusing on hiring and building their team. Next major update, July 4th, Back Channel. This feature allows you to directly message any user or create group chats. This is the first place on Clubhouse that you could share links. Even in your bio on your profile, you can't add a link and make it clickable, but in Back Channel you can. Next update, July 21st, open to the public. They removed the waitlist system and opened the app to the entire public. This was huge. This was such a big deal. Everybody was able to use Clubhouse now. You didn't just have to wait for an invite. Next major Clubhouse update, September 23rd, Wave. Now, I was very upset, to say the least, about this, because what I thought it was to be able to wave to people up in the speaker box when you're in the audience, or to just say, like, hey, I liked that thing, or to say that you wanted to speak next, maybe, but no, this was just a different way to start a private room with one person, which is cool, but not what I wanted. Next update, September 30th. Just a week later with clips. You could share 30-second clips of public rooms. Here's a clip that I got from a room earlier today with some of my friends that I met on Clubhouse that are also fellow YouTubers. You'll see more of them later.
So every 2 weeks I do what's new in Pinterest. So I'm going to give you an early access to what's new on Wednesdays.
It creates a unique image with the speakers, the club, and the room name featured, so it's really easy to share and promote your room with these clips. In this same update, they also added universal search. So as of this update, you can search for events, rooms, groups, and users for keywords to find more people in your community. The next update was on October 6th, where they introduced links. This allowed you to invite people to a private Clubhouse room with a link. This doesn't seem like it's actually too cool, to be honest. However, it really is. Now you can add this to a calendar invite. You can share privately scheduled rooms with a paid membership community. There are so many different ways that you can use these links for future rooms. I think it's pretty neat. A couple weeks later, they introduced pinned links, which is what I thought that links was to begin with. However, pinned links is way cooler. Now you can add, change, or remove any link that you want at the top of your room if you're moderating. Here you can see it in action during my friend Hawa and JJ's room. They're fellow YouTubers that I met on Clubhouse, and I actually got to meet them in person at VidSummit this year too. Clubhouse is a pretty cool place where you can meet a lot of people, a lot of really cool people. And now the big updates. These last two are honestly game changers for creators. November 8th, they announced replays. This replay feature has a lot of stuff in it. It's not just that you can do replays, it's its own thing. They made this entire new media on this platform, and they really did think about how the user is going to view it later. Replays are an optional feature in public rooms, so any moderator or host can turn this feature off in the room. Either at the beginning or even during the room, you can still turn this off. During the replay, it shows everything that happens in the room, including PTRs, what they call pull to refresh. You pull down the screen, it refreshes the screen and allows you to see any updates that have happened. You can also see mic taps, which is something that we do on Clubhouse when you flash your mic. It usually means that you're applauding, or in some rooms, it could mean that you want to speak next. It'll also show when you change your links in the room and when guests enter or leave the room. Replays are listed under speaker profiles and in the group they were hosted in. Here you can see on my profile and in my own group, Creator Economy Insights. You can find that group at creatoreconomyinsights.club. They also gave some more examples on how you can use pin links in these replay features. You can play games, shout out sponsors, link to polls and surveys, share products, host fundraisers, sell tickets to virtual and real-life events, cross-promote newsletters and services, and obviously so much more. They have something called Skip to Next Speaker. Instead of skipping in time increments like you might on a podcast, this allows you to skip to the next speaker. You can always still pause, play, scrub through the timeline, clips, or listen at 1.5 or 2 times the speed. Another really cool feature that they gave you here is that if you're in the audience, you can choose to be invisible, which is pretty neat. Also included in this replays update is that you can download the source file. There are so many different ways that you can repurpose your media now that you can download your rooms. It's really cool. Replays are also discoverable, so you can find them in search options. One more thing that they snuck into this update is called a total attendee count. It actually shows you how many people were in the room all together and how many people are in the room right now. And their latest update on November 17th, they announced closed captioning. This is so huge. Clubhouse is already a worldwide platform, so while this rollout does start with English, they're also beta testing in a lot of other languages. And I'm sure that this is just the beginning. I know that they want to make this platform truly global friendly. I did get permission to take this screenshot from my friend JJ and Hawa's room. Here you can see closed captioning in action. Any other creators that you've seen featured today that I showed in Clubhouse are actually all linked down below because they're all YouTube creators too. Whew, okay, that brings us up to date with Clubhouse. I am very excited to see what new things they have in store for us in 2022. Hey Clubhouse, if you're listening, we want dark mode. Don't forget emoji reactions. Thankfully, it does feel more like a when and not if situation with these updates. Clubhouse continues to show time and time again that they can actually listen to their creators and implement on their needs. Now that we're back on the topic of creator-first platforms, I want to tell you more about today's sponsor, Super.Fans. As I said before, Super.Fans is an early stage startup. They have not even launched as of today. This startup is made for creators by creators with the intention of making running your business, scaling your revenue, and engaging with your audience as simple as possible. They're working to make things easier for the entire creator economy and understand just how different all of our needs are as creators. They're gearing up for their early beta and are looking for early users to come join us and share in this journey. You'll get so much more value out of the tools that you already know and love. They'll be working with all of your favorite platforms, but since we're talking about Clubhouse today, How would you like to see Clubhouse introduced into a platform like this? Superdot fans and I definitely want to hear what you have to say, so please leave any suggestions that you have in the comments. And while you're down there, if you could ever so gently just tap on that like button and hit subscribe, make sure to come back and visit so you can learn more about the latest news, software, and updates that affect the creator economy. Thanks for listening to Creator Economy Insights. I'm Grace Banyan. See you next time.